Loving Sairams to all of you. We're happy to be here with you today to share a couple of Christmas stories. Carol will get us started.
Sairam. Our first Christmas trip to Prashanti was in 2007. We actually had been going to Prashanti Nilayam since 1984, but we'd always go in the summer because I'm a teacher and that fit in well with my schedule. So our opportunity to go to Christmas happened first in 2007. And then the following year in 2008, we got to go to Christmas again. What happened in 2007 was interesting. We had gone to Prashanti Nilayam to see Swami in the summer of 2007. And we had brought along with us our son and our daughter-in-law. And it was a challenging trip full of obstacles. Swami was there the whole time. And at the end of the trip, Swami gave us a wonderful interview. And we came back to the U.S. Elated and so happy. We'd been back only a short time when very late one night, we got a call, and it was for Mike. And would you like to tell him about that call?
There was a member of the Christmas Planning Committee for Prashanti Nilayam for Christmas 2007. He asked if I would be a guest speaker on Christmas Day, and I said yes. And in mid-December 2007, we found ourselves in Prashanti Nilayam for Christmas 2007. Sarah.
It was an incredible Christmas. There were plays and performances and programs every day, and the entire atmosphere was filled with Swami's love and grace and with his glory. It was the holiest Christmas I had ever experienced. The days passed and Christmas Day arrived. And that evening came, and it was time for Mike to speak. Would you like to tell them about speaking?
Well, I was nervous. I was sitting on the veranda when it came time for me to speak. Got up and went to Swami, knelt next to him and offered him a rose. He took the rose, patted me on the back and smiled. I asked for Pad Namaskar, and he pointed to his feet. I took Pad Namaskar, then I went to the podium. I spoke about the birth of Jesus in Bethlehem, and I sang a bhajan. We sanctify the day the Lord is born within us. We sanctify the day the Lord is born within us. Glorifying him, we celebrate this day. After my talk, I went back to Swami and took Pad Namaskar again, and a student sitting next to him gave me the rose that I had offered to him. And I have that rose right here. All those years ago. Still in good shape. Sairam.
Well, part 3 is coming. Mike and I have experienced that Swami often sends things to us in threes. So especially if they're unusual or significant experiences. So in the summer of 2007, we had gone and had a challenging trip, and that was part 1. And Christmas 2007, we had been invited back, and we got to experience our first Christmas at Puttaparthi, and Mike got to speak, and that was part 2. And it wasn't, I guess in retrospect, it shouldn't be surprising that there was a part 3 to this story also. After Christmas and our trip was over, we came home, and we hadn't been home very long. It was January 2008 when Mike got another call, this time in the middle of the night. Do you want to tell him about that?
Sure. It was 2 high-level members of the SSSIO organization, Harshad Patel and Rohan Balasuria, calling me I was still the president of Region 8. They were calling to see if Region 8 would do Christmas decorations in Prashantinilium in 2008. And I talked to them about it and found out how big a job it was and said, yes, we'll do it. Up until that time, the Italians and the Australians had done all of the decorations in Prashantinilium. So this was the first time anyone besides them was given the chance to do those decorations. It seemed like a large task, and I put together a team to plan to carry out the task. Many Swami miracles happened during the project. Vibhuti started appearing on name badges and other miracles. But I'd like to share with you one miracle I call the Merchant of Bangalore. Our lead purchaser, it was a very large project and it required lots of decorations. In fact, it required about $10,000 worth of decorations. Where to get those decorations was a dilemma. Buy them in the United States, have them shipped over to India, buy them in India, or buy them in China. We opted to go with China, and there was a Chinese merchant in Bangalore who traveled to China on one of his trips, and he was going to purchase all the items for us. We got a call back that evening from him, and after he had gone to the factories, he said everything had been sold, there was no decorations left. And we said, no, go back again tomorrow, we'll pray to our guru. So we all prayed to Swami to intervene. And the next morning, the Chinese man in China called and said, I don't know who your guru is, but he's very powerful because everything's available now. So we got all the items. He took money out of his pockets, bought the items for us, the Chinese man did. He got a container, loaded up the container, shipped it to Bangalore, put it in his warehouse, and stored it for us to use when Christmas time came around. It was incredible. No, never has anyone heard of someone taking that much money out of their pockets to buy something with no paperwork, nothing, just a word. So thank you, Swami. The team arrived in Prashanti in early December and spent 2 weeks putting together the decorations. On December 22nd, 23rd, and the morning of the 24th, the team finished doing the decorations. Swami lit the candles, opening the Christmas for that year. The candles had been specially made with wax taken from bees hives in Southern California. The sand was taken from the beaches to enhance the decorations, because part of the decorations included Santa surfing through Prashantinilium. Everyone was pleased with the beautiful decorations.
And I think the team finished those decorations at about 4:30 a.m. on Christmas morning. And then, of course, we were all back at Sai Kulwant Hall very early, waiting for Swami to come out for Christmas morning darshan. And Swami came out, and it was an experience I can't describe in words. He was so beautiful, and his face shone. He had on his white robe, and he rode in a wheelchair that was gold and white. And he was preceded by a processional of people in beautiful costumes, the three wise men and archangels, and a group of students that were carrying trumpets and trumpeting, and students that were playing drums, and students chanting in the background, and choirs singing, and orchestras playing. And among this, Swami going all around giving his loving darshan to all of the people sitting in Sai Kulwant Hall. And soon he made his way up to the veranda and went onto the veranda. And Mike was sitting on the veranda with a gift for Swami. Do you want to tell about that?
Sure. Some devotees from Region 8 had made a beautiful footstool for Swami. I brought it to morning darshan to offer to Swami. On the veranda, he came and stopped in front of me. I knelt before him and said, Swami, the devotees from Region 8, Southern California, offer you this footstool as a Christmas gift of love for you to rest your lotus feet on. Swami rubbed the top of the footstool, felt the gold fringe around the edge. I was told to take the footstool to Swami's residence after bhajans. When I went to Swami's residence, I was then told that Swami had retired for the day and that I should bring the footstool back the next morning. The next morning I took the footstool to Swami's residence, and a VIP who was standing there said, Swami doesn't need any more footstools. So I just heard what he said, returned again in the evening bhajans. Swami's assistants came and said he'd present the footstool to Swami, see if he wanted it. After a few minutes, the assistant returned to say Swami accepted the footstool. I was overjoyed and shared the happy news with the team that night at Shed 32. I was blessed. We were blessed. Thank you, Swami.
You want to show this?
Oh, yes. Here is some of the materials that were wrapped around the footstool, the ribbons, decorations, and Swami held these and looked at them and smiled. And there's plenty of photos of that. Sairam, we've really enjoyed being here with you today and to share these stories with you. Carol and I want to thank you for this opportunity.
And we wish to thank you and your families and wish you each a very happy
and holy Christmas.
Sairam.